In the fall of 2023, Danielle and I linked several well-known bikepacking routes together to create our own 800-mile ride across Utah. We started just outside Salt Lake City and finished in Moab. The idea was to get remote, stay away from the bitumen, and make the most of our 3 weeks. Come and join Danielle and I as we ride, sometimes hike, and occasionally carry our bikes 800 miles across Utah.
We started riding at about midday today from Strawberry Reservoir. So far the landscape has alternated between this really dry, open scrub and really lush green forest.
We started with 124 miles of the Trans Rockies Connector route developed by Bikepacking Routes.
We're climbing up Skyline Drive, heading up to Wasatch Plateau. The landscape's definitely changed.
We didn't train much for this trip and immediately felt the effects of climbing to altitude.
Today we're camped above Beaver Reservoir, so we'll set up camp and chill out here tonight.
So we're continuing today up Skyline Drive, spotted what we think is a vole digging a little hole.
So it's just a bit of hail, so we thought we'd pull under the tree and just sit it out for a couple of minutes just to let it stop.
The storm clouds threatened. We watched warily, checking the rain radar with our patchy reception, spying potential places to avoid lightning strikes.
All right, made it 3,315 metres. Made it up to the pass. Hopefully it's all downhill from here. Looking forward to losing some altitude and finding a camp before the sun sets.
Our ride joined up with the Western Wildlands section of the Bears Ears Swirl Loop as we continued to head towards Salina.
Currently climbing up to 3,300 metres again before we do the big descent to Salina. The altitude and probably dehydration, we definitely felt the impact of the effects of it yesterday. Had a bit of a headache for most of the afternoon.
So we had an easier day yesterday. We descended from Skyline Drive, about 50 kilometres of descent into Salina. Today we're riding from Salina up to Fish Lake, about 66k.
I've been climbing for a little while now. We're almost at the pass, and then it's just a descent into Fish Lake.
Fish Lake store told us the campground was closed. A free camp a little down the track provided a specky place to camp for the night.
So we're riding up a hill for the rest of the day and it's pretty fucking windy. But we have no choice because there's no water until the top of the hill. It's probably, I don't know, 40k an hour with stronger gusts, and it's not making it a lot of fun, but we'll get there.
A pretty tough day with this wind and just climbing all day. Feeling pretty smashed and exhausted. How are you feeling? Smashed. Dan can't even hear me, she's so smashed. We're getting close to the highest point. The good bit is, got some Pringles in the bag. So that's kind of the thing that's psyching me on now.
It was a leisurely morning as we enjoyed the empty campground before setting off for Escalante for a few days' rest and food before riding the Grand Staircase Loop.
We're just heading down to the start of the Grand Staircase Loop, leaving Escalante. Going to be away for 4 days. Currently got about 16 litres of water.
A 178-mile ride through southern Utah, a two-wheeled ramble through hot desert valleys, grand escarpments and crumbling ridgelines. Not a whole lot of water. So we're just filling up water at Last Chance Creek because we are unsure when the next water will be. Probably could keep going, but I said I probably could keep going. Oi!
Oh.
You told me not to ride! You told me to push!
Oh, you made me laugh. Oh, I could have done that.
When I was young, my daddy said, gotta keep one eye open in your bed, 'cause there's a time coming when the devil gonna come for you. So my trigger finger, stay prepared. I got my weapon and I got my prayers, 'cause if you don't run this town, they'll walk all over you. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, better run on. Run all day till you can't be found. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun.
We ran into two bikepackers and they told us that the sheriff told them that the Big Sky gas station has been closed for years. So we have doubts about our food prospects. Thankfully, the sheriff was wrong. Big Water gas station was open and stocked with what a hungry bikepacker might call food.
When I was younger, my mama said, gotta make your green and you'll be seeing red. 'Cause if you ain't got none, well, nobody gonna come for you.
Well, we left Big Water with 18 litres of water, but out here we're just not prepared to walk past a water source and not just fill a bottle up. So we just got plenty of water here.
Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, better run on. Run all day till you can't be found. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down.
Pretty easy riding today. Just a lot hotter than we thought. Anyway, eat some pretzels, have a wash, set up camp and chill out.
We're on Death Ridge. It's a little bit rocky, but with the plus tyres, it seems to be handling it pretty well. A couple of small pinchy sections that had to push up.
So we're pretty cooked. It's just been a long 3 days, just beautiful landscape, but hot. And the last half of today was really spiky and hilly. Lots of hiker bike, and we are tired. On the final day, we pushed through a short and punchy morning hiker bike to the top of the plateau. Then we finished with a friendly descent back to Escalante. Grand staircase loop complete. Are you a rock collector? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I just call it a sickness.
After a rest day in Escalante, we organised a lift to Boulder to save time. So much riding to do, and the clock was ticking.
To Cedar Mesa campground through Capitol Reef National Park at the moment. And we descended down Burr Trail through some pretty fun switchbacks. onto this corrugated road. And it's corrugated and things are dry.
Danielle spotted some water from the road. So just going to go see if we can grab a few litres. I don't know what the quality's like, but better to have a couple of litres of bad water than none at all. We've been climbing for a good while now. Our lowest point today was about 1,600 metres above sea level. And we've got to climb to our highest point at about 3,100 metres above sea level. We've got to get to Lonesome Beaver Campground to get water and then keep descending from there, because we're getting a bus tomorrow night to from Green River to Moab. So we just need to make sure we keep moving.
I feel like I've just gained 1,500 metres of altitude in 25 kilometres.
Thunderstorms made for a restless night of wind, rain and even hail. We continue to ride the Bears Ears loop towards Green River.
Just outrunning the thunderstorm. Well, I bet you there's a coyote under there if I had a look.
Rolling into Green River, we had a meal and got a late bus to Moab, where we'd rest a few days before heading out on the Peaks and Plateaus route. We started the 169-mile Peaks and Plateaus route in Moab, planning for a 3.5-day outing. Despite now being fair weather climbers, the giant sandstone walls of Bears Ears National Monument got our fingers twitching, bodies remembering times when it was the rock instead of the road that took us travelling.
Well, it's day one, riding through the canyon for most of the morning, starting to gain a bit of elevation now above the canyon. The riding's a lot of fun, a few ATVs around and 4 drives on the track. Pretty glad we're doing it midweek rather than the weekend.
After a morning of sharing the gravel with 4-wheel drives and ATVs, we started down Lockhart Basin Road. Immediately, the trail climbed out of the valley. We did our first hike-a-bike of the trip and gained enough altitude to marvel at the red expanse of the valley below. probably only 50 ml of water today. Enough to be useful in the desert. And so we're going to use it by putting one of our wipes for washing in the water. After breakfast with a cheeky guest, we once again hit Lockhart Basin Road, aiming for the water drop that would make the ride possible. Once again, that sun, it was bright.
So we just picked up, about 10 litres of water from friends who are out climbing at Indian Creek. So feel a bit confident for the next day and a half now until we get to the store. A bit of road riding today and hopefully we cover a fair bit of distance. Big day, just over 100k. It's definitely like about 6:15, so we got in pretty late. Set up camp, do a few bike things, eat some food, and I reckon it will be a early night.
Well, I've got a lot of crap on the bike today. Literally, that's 2 days worth, and it weighs a bit more than you think.
First sidewall tear of the trip. Sealed up pretty quick, but lost a little bit of air.
LaSalle store provided the only food top-up of the trip, microwaved gourmet lunch from the freezer and nutritious snacks. A few hours later, we set up camp overlooking the mountains. After 3 days in the desert, we were filthy, hungry and content. Packing up on our last day of riding in Utah, we thought we were in for a cruisy half day of riding. But the fun was only just beginning.
So we've just started our last day of riding in Utah. We're heading back to Moab. We've got about 40k to go. Really looking forward to showering ice cream and salad. With 2 options for the final 17 miles, an easy gravel road or the Steelbender Jeep track, we opted for Steelbender. As well as being part of the plotted GPX route, the track was described as scenic, with 2 notable obstacles called the Wall and the Fall. We thought, how hard could it be? We're just hiking our bikes mostly up Steelbender track or trail.
We got the impression after a few miles that maybe we would have been better off in a different type of vehicle. Then the tear in my sidewall reopened and I couldn't get it to hold air.
Round 3. Put a plug in it. Spat a bit of sealant out. I think it's got it now.
In 8 years of bikepacking, I'd never needed to put an inner tube in on a trip. 3 tyre plugs, a small bottle of sealant and only 6 miles to Moab, the record stood.
So snapped my brake lever off, dropping my bike on a rock. It still works, but I've just got to be careful not to amputate my finger on the sharp edge. Lucky for Mick's MacGyver skills. Look, it was kind of like taking your bike for a rock climb or a scramble rather than a bike ride.
Do you enjoy it?
No, not really.
What type of fun was it?
Oh, look, I think it will probably end up being type 2 fun, but you'll have to ask me after I've had some lunch. After a shower, food and coffee, type 2 fun was declared for Steelbender, with peaks and plateaus a pretty damn fine ride overall.